All right, another fucking video. 3 things your prospect secretly thinks and why those things are enabling you to close them. Okay? You have perfect buyers that are giving you objections, that are giving you excuses, that are giving you shit that you do not know how to fix. And all that is costing you money. So let's break that down. Let me show you how you can spot these things so that you can make a shit ton of money. Okay? In case you don't know me, my name is Lucas Guy. I make $50,000 a month. I work with 9-figure companies. I already generated millions. And I don't know, man. I just make people sell more. And hopefully I'm going to be able to do the same with you in this video. So let's just start. The first thing that this is the typical, I don't trust you. Okay? And obviously the prospects don't say this. They just feel it. Okay? They're not going to blatantly tell you, no, I don't trust you, man. But they're going to feel it. And there are certain things that you're doing that is enhancing that. And there are things that you should be doing so that you can minimize that. So let's make sure that you are not struggling with the, I don't trust you. All right. So the first thing is going to be literally a big lack of confidence. If you're not someone who is very confident in yourself, if you're not someone who really believes in what you're doing, then forget about fucking winning, dude. And this is not just in sales. This is not just in closing. You need to have a ridiculous amount of confidence. The overwhelming confidence that you have, it is literally tied. It is proportional to your success. So show up, speak with all the attitude, speak with all the assertiveness. Because if you're confident in what you say, people will follow you. People will understand that you know what you're talking about, okay? So do not portray the opposite. The second one is nervousness. Now, if you're more of an experienced closer, I doubt this is you, but especially when you're starting or when you jump into a new offer or you know that you're going to be overseen by someone, you start to get nervous. And this nervousness is something that it's a poison for your soul. It's a poison for your mind. It's a poison for your heart. It really takes you down. You need to be able to understand that nervousness and say, you know what? I can't. I don't even have the time to feel nervous. Why in the fuck am I feeling nervous? All I am doing is showing up to a call and see how I can help the other person. And that is it. You have no reason to be nervous about, okay? Because in the worst case, the prospect just tells you no, and that's it. It's not going to be the end of the world, all right? The next one is over-explaining. Everyone has this natural tendency, by the way. But as a closer, you have it even more because you're trying to convince people. You're trying to show them that, hey, this is the way that you're going to fix your problem. You need to buy my thing. It's exactly what you need. And I'm not even talking about you being a cheesy salesman doing this. I am talking about you actually realizing that, hey, I can help you, dude, but you got to let me help you first. And this is how, with this product. So that being the case, you will have the natural tendency to over-explain. Even though it's extremely crucial, and I do believe that you should make everything clear, if you overdo this, if you over-explain the stuff, the prospects are going to just think that you are not sure of what you do, that you're just trying too hard. And if you're trying too hard, you're gonna blow them away. So just relax, be clear, be concise, and you're gonna see how people will start trusting you more. Second one. The second big important one, besides the other ones that I would just said, which all relates to, in a way, the confidence that you have in yourself, is not having the frame of the call, okay? So being confident, portraying yourself in a way that is not nervous and not needing to over-explain because you know what you're doing is extremely important. That's one. But at the same time, if you are someone who doesn't hold a frame, if you're allowing the prospect to just ask you whatever they want, to not respect you, to not value your time, they just don't even care about your questions. If you don't maintain a frame, do not expect under any fucking circumstance that the prospects are going to spend money on you, okay? If you go to a doctor because you want to fix a problem, the doctor says, I don't know, what do you think I should do? You're not going to trust in that doctor. You're going to find someone else who's an expert who can guide you, okay? This is exactly the same. The prospect is showing up with a problem, and all he's looking for, all he needs is you to fix it, is you to guide him, to show him the light. And you do that by holding the frame. Also, it's super fucking easy because if you hold the frame, you ask the questions. And the one who asks the questions has the power. And the one who has the power is not surprised in a way that it could be harmful to him, okay? So what do I mean with this? If you're the one asking the questions, you're not going to find the nasty surprise. But if they are asking the questions, they can literally ask you a question that can make you do a 180 and you're like, fuck, how do I get out of this? So this is why it's super important, all right? Then another topic, being emotional. Start becoming so fucking emotional that prospects are like, nah, you have to be detached. Is there a problem? You're just there as an advisor. You're someone who is analyzing the whole picture and saying, okay, this is how you should be fixing it. This is what I recommend. What do you think it can happen? That's it. You're a cold reader. You never get emotional. You never start getting angry at the prospect, getting frustrated because he's not answering the questions in the way you want to. It's like, stop. What are you, a chick? Stop. Okay? Another thing is answering questions all the time instead of asking them. Now, this is extremely related to the frame, but even if you have the frame, if the prospect decides to just ask one thing and you just fully give your attention to answering that question and you don't take control back, he's just going to keep asking questions. And if you reward, it's like a dog that you give him a treat. He was going to want more treats, okay? If you just start answering questions all the time, the prospect is going to have that idea of you and he's going to keep on doing it. He's not going to, why in the fuck would he want to be in your frame? Having to answer questions. Why? So you need to understand it's basic, but it's insane to stop making this mistake, okay? Now, the final one, I guess, I'm a fan of understanding people, of believing in people more than anything. If you understand how people work, you can advance in the conversations. The problem is that a lot of people tell you that you need to have a deep knowledge on what is the thing that you're selling. This is a lie, okay? You need to, I mean, of course, if I am selling you a phone and I don't even know that this thing has 3 cameras, then I'm probably not going to do much, okay? I'm not going to do much. But if you're telling me that you want a phone that has this and this design and this, and I can actually guide you on that, you're going to trust my advice a lot more. So my point is, you should know your craft. You should know what you're selling, but it's not your number one goal. Your number one goal is understanding the people. But please don't sleep on this, because if you know nothing of the people and you know nothing of the craft of whatever you're selling, the authority, it's going to go to the floor and people are not going to trust you, okay? Which is the whole problem here. So, yeah. And I guess, the special one, everyone always makes this mistakes, which is sounding salesy as fuck. Yeah, you should do this. I mean, it sounds like you need to do this, right? It's like, no, stop being salesy, be more real, see how you can help be detached. You're never going to have the problem of people not trusting you, okay? So overall, to summarize this in the positive note, because we've been talking about the mistakes, are number one, I want you to be confident. Be very confident, all right, when you show up to the calls, even if you have no results. Second, I want you to maintain frame. Never, under any circumstances, stop having the frame. And number three, I want you to start asking all the questions. Even if the prospect asks you a question, I'm not saying to ignore them, but as soon as you answer in a question in a slide way, boom, ask a question back again. Don't just leave it there so the prospect can ask you another question. Do not make that mistake. Leave all the questionings, all the fucking questionnaire that they may have for you when you're doing the pitch, not before. Before is you doing the questions, okay? And the most important one, seek to help, not to sell. Seek to help, not to sell. I will repeat it even one more time. Seek to help, not to sell. Because everyone makes this fucking mistake. And I can promise you, with that, you already won the game. So let's advance. Number 2, which is basically the second secret that the prospect has. And I like to call them secrets because the prospects really won't tell you this shit. Even if you press them, it's extremely difficult that a prospect will tell you, you know what, I just don't trust you, right? So it is a secret that you have to realize, you have to catch, you have to be sharp, you have to be very perceptive. And once you catch it, you'll realize how easy closing actually becomes. So the second one is, I just don't trust the company. When the prospects don't trust your company / the influencer who you're working for, they will, of course, not necessarily say it, but in their minds, they're going to be, having this thought of, is this a scam? Is this one of these fucking Instagram guru fakes that they just want to shove down their program, but they have nothing figured out in their lives? It's just like, I don't know. People have that thought, especially in today's trending era of coaches, that you genuinely don't know. I mean, even if you're watching me right now for the first time, you don't know if I'm legit. You don't know if I am the greatest thing ever. You don't know. It's like you have to be exposed to a lot of videos and a lot of iterations so that you can realize and say, okay, Luca is legit. This guy is not legit. Or Luca is not legit. This guy is legit. So my point is that you have to have a lot of exposure so that you can make a good educated guess, okay? And the problem is that because attention is so split in today's era, and there are people who are genuinely imbeciles and don't help anyone, and they just want to sell you something. The perspective on people is pretty fucked up, and they're a bit very skeptical. So you need to make sure that this doesn't happen. You need to make sure the prospect's not influenced in that way. So what do I recommend? Just make sure that you're always establishing credibility by showcasing first an insane amount of authority. Okay, so when I'm on the calls, I mean, I can laugh with the prospects, I can have fun, but I'm always going to be an authority, and I'm always going to speak to them in a way that makes them say, okay, this guy, I'm not going to be fucking around with this guy because he knows what he's doing. Okay, and this is exactly what you should be doing as well. Do not make the fucking mistake of just being too body because you have this fear. Okay, which takes me to don't be so needy. There is a trend that I'm seeing is like, you're needy for a sale, therefore you just try to be friendly all the time, smiling. The prospects are calling you dog shit names. They're just like insulting you, swearing at you, and you're like, haha, yeah. No. Stop being a fucking pussy, okay? Don't do that. That is never going to help you. And the typical example on this is, when the prospect gives an objection or he treats someone very badly, and all the prospects, you see them now. Again, you could just look at the fucking Instagram right now, and you're going to see people saying, oh yeah, 100%, totally makes sense. Awesome, I'm with you all the way. That, totally, roger that. So they want to diffuse the objection, but by doing it so, they just give it more fuel to it by agreeing with it. You don't agree with it. If I have for example, I sell a lot of fitness. If I have a guy who is 300 pounds in front of me, he says, you know what? I mean, I'm not sure if I really need this because I'm already healthy. I'm not going to say, totally get it. Like 100%, man, I agree. I'm not going to say that. I'm going to say, what? I mean, I don't want to fight you, man. And if you really see yourself in that way, it's all good. But what? You have to be able to have those difficult conversations. I'm not saying to go and pick a fight with a prospect. I'm not saying that. Like, everyone with sales knowledge understands and knows that you kind of have to diffuse the objection, not create conflicts for no reason. But at the same time, you cannot be agreeing when they tell you something extremely stupid. You're only buying into that thing. They are believing in it more, and you're subconsciously at least buying it because you're saying, yeah, sure. It's like, no, don't do that, okay? So is that aspect, and also having nerves of steel, the nerves to be in a situation that is pretty fucked up and still find a way of fixing it, still find a way of fighting through it. Even if the prospect puts you in a bad spot with a difficult question, or he has a difficult objection and you don't know how to do, it's like having this nerves of steel when the prospect wants to validate your success rate in the company and you're not sure you have the numbers. It's like having the nerves of steel to talk with him. I can summarize all this section with just stop being gay. Really. It is that easy. So keep in mind one thing. You are the face of the company, okay? Obviously, there's the influencer on the marketing side, but you're also the face of the company once they're talking and they're about to join. So you might as well show up with a very pretty face, very groomed, nice haircut, a little bit of makeup. You are the face of the company. Don't forget that. Yeah? Okay. So, that being said, the second secret, like I said, is that they just don't trust the company. The first one is that they don't trust you. And the third one, you probably guessed it, is that they don't trust themselves. Okay? I just don't trust me, man. And even though you will find cases, you might think, nah, this is impossible. But maybe you're an egocentric maniac like me who believes a lot in himself. I'm not going to find a moment where I don't believe in myself. But it's a common thing. And maybe you trust yourself in some things, but I can assure you that you will doubt yourself in others. And if the prospect especially is not that nurtured into this idea, or is maybe he is, but it's something new, or he never got any type of results, it's natural that they wouldn't trust themselves so much. So you have to bring that up. You have to address it. You have to talk with him. Because it's easy to fix, because they have the power of fixing it. The problem is that you need to give them a good justification to do so. So I don't trust myself as a prospect, it's such a big objection. And I think no one talks about this for no reason. Everyone ignores this. It's so massive, okay? Because the prospect trusts you. The prospect trusts the company or the influencer, but it's that last demon, that says, what if this doesn't work for me? What if I'm not made for this? And I want you to understand that every person, we're all guilty of this. We are all a unique flower, okay? We all think that we're our own separate universe, and we're all extremely unique, right? And that comes with the good things and the bad things. And the bad things in here, what matters, is that it can be accompanied with a lot of excuses, It's but I'm just too busy because I work in this or I do that. And it's like, or I'm not thinking I'm smart enough to do this because my whole family told me that I was never smart. And I don't know, or I am too ugly to make this dream come true because my ex-girlfriend left me or whatever. It's like you never know what the other person really thinks. So it's about asking. There's people who just genuinely believe that they're unlucky. And that's the whole justification. I'm just unlucky. What the fuck does that even mean? But that is why they wouldn't take action. So my point is, you have to understand that. Go layers deep. See what's stopping them and say, do you want this thing to stop you? It's like you start separating all the topics that are holding him in one place, and you say, so this is the problem. This is the root. We found the culprits. Do you want this to kill you? No. Why not? I don't. Well, then fucking kill it. Leave it. This is what you have to do for those prospects. That easy. Every prospect will be a snowflake, okay? Hey, don't get me wrong. I had some prospects who were Rambo, like actually total beasts. They didn't give me shit. But it's like 1% of people. The rest is, everyone is a snowflake. They have a problem. They're the only exception out of 100,000 people. So your job is to making it simple so that you can remember. Number one, understand them. Okay? The second one is I want you to isolate that objection. What is the objection that you need to isolate? Okay? You start looking at everything. Okay, this is the problem. I have it. Okay? So once you understood everything, once you isolated it, once you marked it, then I want you to just give power to the prospect to just make the decision. And an easy way of doing that is labeling him. It's like, okay, do you want to be the person who gets to this dream by stopping doing this shit, or you just want to give up? What type of man do you want to be? No, I want to make this happen. Okay. So if you want to do that, and then you start with just relabeling, with just, reframing the guy. It's going to be the last step. You say, okay, so if you want to be that man, why are you acting in this way? What's going to happen when you actually start acting in the way you want to? Well, this is going to happen. I'm going to get this result, blah, blah, blah. Okay, what are the consequences of that? well, I'm going to have more women, I'm going to have more money, I can travel more, whatever. So my point is, easy steps that you can do to flip and to change how the prospect sees himself, so that you change how the prospect sees the world, so that you can literally help him and just close him. Okay? So saying it again, you understand the problem, you understand the whole situation, then you isolate the situation that is causing this problem, and after you isolated that, you just label him into a person who can fix that. You reframe him by showing him that, okay, that actually means taking action. And once you get commitment out of the fact that he's going to do it, then you present, okay, this is how it looks like. But it is that easy. So nothing to really blow your brains out, okay? So with this stuff that I'm explaining you guys, understanding the power of these secrets that the prospect don't tell you, I don't trust me, I don't trust myself, I don't trust you, I don't trust the company. If you can understand these three, and you can tackle them right on the spot so that they're not a problem anymore, you're going to close like a motherfucker. I mean, it's literally what I do. Like, I know it from experience, okay? And from the experience of the people who trained me. So do this. Otherwise, forget the fucking sale, bro. Forget it. So the recap is that people need to trust you. They need to trust the company. They need to trust in themselves. Remember that sales is not objection handling like a retard, or reading scripts, or quoting Shakespeare, or sharing a perspective, whatever the fuck. That's not sales. Sales is just developing trust. Sales is in making a change a possibility. It's about helping the prospect fix the problem he has with whatever it is you're selling. That is it. If you do that, you're going to make a lot of money. Okay? So anyways, if you guys enjoyed this, I will be very happy. Down here in the comments, you're going to see in the comments and in the description section, you can just see literally a link that is going to give you a free training, because the more I can help, honestly, the better. So you can improve. And then you can also find a free Discord so that you can practice role plays with people. You can talk. You can see my free calls every Monday. So I don't know. What else can I fucking do? Do I have to go to your house and take your fucking calls? I don't know. Hopefully this helps. I will see you in the next one. Okay? And remember, confidence is bigger than skills. So raise your fucking balls and claim that victory.